right, Doc.
How you doing?
Family's good?
Yeah. You?
Okay. Hey, babe. Hey, Doc. How are you doing?
Are you enjoying yourself?
Always, always. Shit. I got more
I go
money.
home and I
I got
cry.
more money than any of y'all in the room. I'm smarter than y'all in the room. The fuck, I wouldn't be enjoying myself. I just had trouble with my bank. I scared the woman so bad. She's supposed to send me 20,000. She sent me 200,000. I'm having trouble cashing it at my bank.
Oh, that's some money. We're back in?
Okay, I'll be there. 1 second.
Okay, I'm just going over it.
My son, Christian.
Did you see the movie Concussion?
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
I thought that the universal God got into Will Smith because I wasn't looking at him, I was looking at an African. And they can't train you that. And then the information that come out. 40 years ago, they had shit on the woody woodpecker, pecking the tree, and the reason it didn't bother them because they have a protection around the brain. Humans don't. No, it was mean, man.
Another movie that was at the Oscars was Spotlight.
I could have wrote that. That came out of Boston. Spotlight is a newspaper. You know that?
Yeah.
It's free on the corners. And they had tried to bust it and they wouldn't let them. So then this Jewish guy came in to the Boston Globe. And they was trying to get him to do it, and then all at once it fell through and he understood it. And they did it. That's simple, man. That's simple. Just because you got some shit don't mean nothing when they fighting against you. And the priests, them dirty motherfuckers, man, where they was fighting hard and all of that, and they still slipped it out there. That's what it's about. Wow. You need to go back and see it and look at the research they did. They didn't have to ask no fucking questions, man. All the questions was there, just like Will Smith movie. The motherfuckers had the questions. You don't qualify to ask questions, they already got it. Just qualify to do what you're doing. And the one guy was I got to call him and thank him too. I worked with him on the Kennedy assassination. Well, shit, I couldn't tell him. Couldn't tell him Kennedy didn't die in Dallas. Had a woman call me when Ronald Reagan was shot. The second day, she says, he just died about 2 minutes ago. So I'm one of the few motherfuckers walking the planet. No, the motherfucker died. That wasn't him. They had him up on the balcony walking the first day out of the house, riding a horse. That's to convince all of us fools out here.
The Big Short.
Well, the great thing about The Big Short, it was the psychic shit. You know, did you see it?
Yeah, I did see it.
The psychic, they couldn't believe he knew this. Because what he's saying don't make sense. Said, man, let's buy this stock. Well, you tell me about banks and tell me about buying stock. And them motherfuckers was making billions. But they didn't get caught. And after, oh, Jesus, I was supposed to meet somebody. Oh, that's okay, I got it. After It was over. The last thing they asked, what's next? He said, water. Now you got Flint. And then it went to Academy War when everybody thought the little motherfucker that's out there in the wilderness.
Revenant.
Yeah. Oh, they and almost here this comes through. Yep.
The Oscars So White controversy. Oscars So White. The hashtag. They said there were no black nominees last year. Did you ever take on Academy Awards and lack of diversity?
I got more respect for you than the movies. Did you see Oprah's movie on Selma?
Yes.
You see when the church blew up and killed them girls? I've never seen anything that touching. It didn't happen in Selma, it happened in fucking Birmingham. And you just say, I just told you the shit happened in Birmingham while King was alive. It didn't happen in Selma.
Okay.
But that's what they showed us. In Selma. The children died. So that's what I think about fucking movies. You know, and every now and then a good one comes through. And I went to see Django Unchained 46 times, man. Changed my whole life, man. Whole life.
They're doing a Nat Turner. They're doing a Nat Turner movie. What do you think of that? There's a lot of slave
I don't know who's doing it. Look at the motherfucker that did Miles Davis. A bunch of piece of shit. Did you see it?
I did see it.
Miles Davis? I hope you didn't like it.
Well, I like Don Cheadle.
Did you hear what Don Cheadle said? They made me put this white boy in to write it?
Yeah. He couldn't get the money otherwise. That's what they said.
Yeah, and you still liked it. Miles Davis was a trendsetter. Nobody dressed like him. That motherfucker had 3 outfits through the whole movie. All you saw him do was drugs and chasing the white boy with a gun. And you liked that shit?
Well, I didn't see Miles Davis at the time that he was.
You didn't have to see him, nigga. That's how they trick you. You didn't see slavery at the time. You got enough intelligence to go. I mean, here's a motherfucker went to Juilliard. You didn't see one fucking concert, man. Not one. And the little shit he was playing, he's interrupting it, running outside, shooting at a white boy. And you like, that's why I told you, you're nothing but a piece of shit, man. I know who you are. I knew you'd like that before you told me about that. You'll grow out of it, but you haven't.
I can see why you wouldn't like it, but
I knew him. I knew him.
Well, speak.
And Don Cheadle, all the money that motherfucker got, and he got to have some white folks say, we'll give you the money if you let this white boy write it. I don't even want to talk about it no more. You can like that shit if you want.
I'll just ask this anyway. You can yell at me if you want. Barbershop 3 came out.
Well, I'm not going to answer it because I'm insulted. You tell me I can yell at you. Who the fuck is you with me to yell at? I yell at one of the most powerful motherfuckers in the world. I'll take on the motherfucking CIA, nigga. And you going to tell me some shit like that? I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to answer it. Okay? You don't even know what happened in Barbershop 1, do you? When that ignorant motherfucker said King ain't nothing but a punk, and Rosa Parks didn't do nothing, she just too fat to move her big black ass, and I said if he'd said that about Queen Elizabeth, the motherfucker be dead, but you motherfucker gonna go see 2 and 3. That's where you are, okay? I don't have to ask you that, I know it, because I was there, That ignorant motherfucker, but he got to get past me. He got to get past me. Okay?
Cedric.
Yeah. Cedric the motherfucking entertainer. Ignorant motherfucker from St. Louis. All them St. Louis motherfuckers is ignorant. They're just a bunch of thugs and heathens and shit. But white folks love him because he was doing the bidding.
Zootopia was a good one. Zootopia?
I didn't see it.
It's a cartoon.
No, I never read a comic book or funny book or none of that. They don't even register in my head.
Okay. Well, any other movies that you saw, just for the wrap up?
Oh, I do, but I'm just telling you the one that changed my life. I saw it 46 times.
Django, yes.
Because I've never, growing up, seen white folks be talked to like that. Now, I didn't see it happen. I didn't see it. White folks saw it as I was seeing it. They loved it. That's your audience. That's what you got. That's what you got.
People love Django. I love Django.
Yeah. And did you hear what Tarantino said when the 2 cops was killed in New York? And they came and got him. And they said, cops ain't nothing but murderers. I said, what you? I said, they murderers. And they went crazy. I said, well, the union said, we'll boycott your movie. I said, your people work for minimum wage. I ain't never did a movie. I didn't clear $1 billion. You gonna boycott me? The biggest my audience is them killing cops of yours. He said, and by the way, you know, I got 3 brothers that's cops on the New York Police Department. One of them was killed. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, no. No, yeah. Tarantino, yeah. Beyonce's Super Bowl. People got upset because she did the Black Panthers at halftime.
Well, let me do it short.
Yeah, we're going to run through these.
No.
Okay.
She didn't write that. Choreographers write that. She rehearsed it for 90 days. You think they didn't know what the fuck she was doing? Huh? You think they were surprised when they wrote it? Huh? When the Academy Award, when the brother came out there with the joke, them white folks wrote the jokes. Huh? He didn't write them. Huh? They don't care if you boycott a movie. The motherfucker that runs it, you keep going see the movies, they salary thing. What you got to do is boycott all movies. Then they fucked. Huh? You ever ask yourself why the Oscar's chocolate? You ever ask yourself how come don't nobody talk about the Oscar? It's a nigga. You ever ask yourself why Abraham Lincoln's on the penny? His daddy was a nigga. Do you know it costs 42 cents to make a penny, and the greatest businessman, they won't stop? See this nigga. That's what it's about.
Another person we lost recently was Frances Cress Welsing. Any thoughts about her? I know you talked on We All Be about her, but.
No, then her sister died right after that, the one in Chicago. No, I was just trying to get to him and say, most black folks ain't never heard of the book.
The ISIS Papers?
So I said, what y'all need to do is put it on talk record. Huh?
Right.
They'd love to hear it. And some of them would hear it and buy the book. But let them hear it. They wouldn't let you work in a black college. That's what killed her. Grief. She'd go to Howard, but she had to rent it to have her thing. But it's here. She went to Germany and studied for 8 years, the Holocaust. And then she came back and put her shit together. I saw her 2 days at the drugstore. I said, when your sister come, I need to talk to her, this, you know. But she was never happy. Because how do I do all this and they don't accept me? Not even my people. Where do you think your people getting the money from? Did you finish college?
Yes.
Which one?
I went to NYU and the American Film Institute.
Okay, now you know 30% of NYU's operating funds come from the alumni. 3% of the black schools come from the alumni. And there's a reason for that. My brother finished Notre Dame. So if tonight he driving drunk in Alabama and they pull him over, you don't call no lawyer, you just call Notre Dame alumni and ask for so-and-so. Hey, Sheriff, how you doing? That's Ron, yeah. You know, we playing there, I can't think of the date, but how many tickets you need, huh? It's a service. You cannot go to Chicago and open up a bank account today, huh? But once you call your alumni people, you can. It's a fucking service. That's how you. So if the black alumni came together and bought $100 million and went to one of the tire companies and said, like, buy $100 million of tires, how much we get them a piece? Oh, well, $20. Why? Because when you do your research, you find out the number one killer of black folks on the highway is bald tires, not accidents. So nigga, go and get another used tire. It's that simple. It's that simple. When you drop all your anger and shit, where you can think and see shit, and then it works.
I just want to revisit this topic: white supremacy versus white privilege. And
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's like rich billionaires versus welfare mother. There's no fucking thing except in your mind. White supremacists get fucked over by white supremacists. Huh? It's two different things. Privilege means I have what?
You have an advantage because of your race.
The name of it. Why it take you so long? White privilege means I have what?
Privilege.
White supremacy means I'm supreme to all you motherfuckers. Huh? Two different words. Huh? And these motherfuckers grow up, can't read or write, and still think they're better than you, but they're not accepted by them. It's that simple. The words tell you, I am supreme to your ass. When you hear motherfuckers talk about supreme being, who you think they're talking about? God, huh? Okay, that's what they.
I'll just go through this real quick. Panama Papers, the offshore banking for a lot of the elites.
That's a threat to the Americans. And evidently they'll make a deal. You know, but that's what that's about.
Yeah, well, because they didn't really announce too many names of people in America.
No, they were just the foreigners they was talking about.
Yeah.
Putin. Yeah, no.
Cuba, Obama's trying to open up trade to Cuba now, but they're rejecting him.
He's already opened it up. Castro works for us. He always have worked for us. The most secret Navy base in the world is Guantanamo, right? Would you put that on enemy territories? Well, 99% of the people work there are Cubans. And so we don't have to cut that off. Tonight when you get home, you know about the parade Castro had in Harlem?
Years ago, back in the 60s? Yeah.
I'll read about the first parade he had, ticker tape parade here in Washington, D.C. He's our punk, he's our thug. That's who he is.
Million Man March happened since we last spoke. The Million Man March?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on?
The only thoughts I had is when Farrakhan, I know how smart he is, called to boycott Christmas. Christmas 2 months away, nigga. People have already bought their shit. Niggas and got shit on the layaway plan. You think I didn't get my wife a Rolls Royce or a Bentley? You think I haven't bought it yet for her Christmas present? You got to be smart. Now, what's that shit about?
Puerto Rico can't pay its debt. Puerto Rico, the bankrupt.
Oh, well, they scared of them, cause They run the banks in New York. Puerto Rico was a country. They came here 150 years ago, and they ran their own banks. So they came here as bankers and started marrying white women and producing white bankers. And white bankers, 90% of your banks in New York is run by. That's why as much money and power, you can't get a Puerto Rican mayor, because them crackers ain't gonna let it happen.
Mugabe taking over the diamond industry.
Huh?
Mugabe, he kicked out all the diamond miners.
How old is Mugabe?
93.
You think they care? They're kind of giving that nigga peas. Let me tell you what got Mugabe in trouble, and most niggas don't even know it. He made a deal when he took over that the white farmers had to go. And Britain said, we'll loan you the money to buy the farms. Then he found out they had niggers fronting to buy the farms. And that's when he went crazy. And his cat, this old, can still do what he's doing, man. I mean, think about that shit, man. Think about it.
North Carolina bathrooms, or the whole thing, like a lot of people are taking their business away from.
Well, first you look at this ignorant stuff. They said we're not against homosexuality. What we against is God said we're supposed to reproduce. Did you say that to the priest? Mm-hmm. Let's say the priests ain't homosexuals. They ain't producing. Mm-hmm. See how it works? Mm-hmm. It's a game.
Hypocrisy. Apple stock is going down. Everybody has an iPhone now.
Let me tell you how white folks work. When Steve Jobs got mad at Apple, what's the guy's name?
Steve Jobs at Apple or Microsoft?
Microsoft.
Bill Gates.
When Bill Gates stole all that money from him, and he fired him, and he went and opened up his company. Went bankrupt. And Apple kicking ass. The government came in and said, we fixing to shut you down for monopoly. Steve Gates came to the company. So what you doing? I said, I didn't come to see you, bitch. I come to see Steve Jobs. Steve came out. He said, you keep your fucking mouth shut. I got something to tell you. In 9 months, you'll be out of business. I need $500 million to put my company back, and then they can't get you for a monopoly. Okay? That's how it happened. He wasn't mad. Oh, man, you bought me the thing that'll save my life, okay? That's what it's about.
This election. Let's talk about the election. You know, as we speak today, it's down to Hillary, Bernie, and Trump.
Yeah, but see, you're talking to the wrong person. I never believed there was going to be an election this year, and it's not. Mm-hmm. Trump ain't got no money. Trump ain't never had no money. They talk about his daddy. You ever seen a picture of his daddy? You ever seen anybody write a story about his daddy?
No. I mean, they got his money from his dad, yeah.
I didn't ask you that. See, you keep talking to me. I don't want to hear. I asked you, have you ever seen a picture of his daddy?
No, I have not.
Have you ever heard a story about his daddy? And that don't bother you? Huh? That don't bother you? And so much of us out here been talking and shit. His sister had to hold a press conference. No, he didn't give him no $100 million. He gave him $1 million. I wonder why he didn't give me none. Huh? You know? See, if you're getting in this here and you're gonna call, cause you're gonna move to people more powerful than me. I ain't gonna talk to you if you don't know nothing. The fuck I'm gonna talk to you about money if you ain't got none? That's what this shit is about. That's how NBC and ABC, that's why I look at them. Not that I believe them, they got $1 trillion industry to do the research, and I can pick it apart. That's simple.
So, I know you don't expect there to be an election, but did you think Trump would get as far as he has?
I didn't know who it was. Huh? Look, let me show you something here. Let me show you the shit that I know. It's the Wall Street Journal. One of the most powerful papers in the world. Don't mean it's no good. What's the date? Now, hold it 1 minute. Hold it. Hold it. I ran for president 1968. The election was Tuesday, November the 4th. This story ran Friday, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now, what's the date on that? What paper is that?
Wall Street Journal, November 7th, 1968. Page
Headlines.
6. Election computer goofs gives Gregory 9 million votes.
That's why you can't talk to me. I got too much information. I got 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania. Huh? Okay? That's what fasting do. Huh? Now read the first paragraph.
Some machines just aren't to be believed. Take the big computer in New York that was designed to compile results of Tuesday's general election.
All elections are tabulated in New York City. Go ahead.
At one point early yesterday morning, the machine was crediting Dick Gregory, the comedian turned presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
Now, here's what happened. The energy took over, the computers, and they had to shut them down because it projected me as president-elect of the United States. And they couldn't change it because they couldn't change the numbers.
Wow.
9 million votes in one state. I know what it was. They went in there and tricked the machine for Nixon, but somebody put it on wrong and they gave it to me. So I'm going in the election and know all this bullshit y'all read. It ain't true. They did it just like they did that. Huh? Just like they did that.
Yeah. The one time Trump lost, he said it was rigged. The few weeks ago.
First, there's
lost.
2 Trumps.
Okay.
The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie. Now, if you would punch up Dr. Carson, Ben Carson, when Trump called him a pedophile, and the next day he joined Trump, and the guy asked him, see, every now and then you slip and say something? He said, why'd you do that? He said, it's 2 Trumps. I was with the good one. You see it there? Just punch up. When somebody interviewed him, he said, there's 2 Donald Trumps. That's easy to pull up.
Okay. I was Googling Ben Carson pedophile. I was Googling the wrong thing.
No, he called him that the day before. So you know he got something on him if he's going to make
Okay,
him the next day say, I join you.
Dr. Ben Carson, there are 2 Donald Trumps.
There it is. Oh, you can read the rest of that later.
Okay, it's right there.
Okay?
So,
But now, while we talking about that, are you aware that made him world renowned? Carter, what he did.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. You know how he got world renowned?
He separated the twins.
Head
with
twins.
The brain. Yeah, from the brain. He separated two
Siamese twins.
Siamese twins.
He wasn't even in the room when that happened. Wasn't in the room. He's been campaigning for 8 months. Have you ever heard him mention it?
No.
Everybody else mentioned everything they did with a pus, right? If what they said he did was true, then the question we need to ask, how come he's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize? Didn't say get one. the nomination. He's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize in medicine. See how the thinking, when the thinking hits? And when he said at the president's prayer breakfast, compared Obama, what do you call it, the insurance? Obamacare.
Obamacare, yeah.
Is worse than slavery, remember that? He was fired by the time he got back to Johns Hopkins. They'd already paid him for 2 weeks later to do the commencement. They said, keep the money. You better not be caught on this campus again.
So the two Donald Trumps, Bernie Sanders. So
I didn't know that much about Bernie, other than he come from a place where there ain't no black folks. So I just assumed he's CIA. You know, you can't do what he's doing across the country and nobody know you. But I got the experience of the Beatles, how they can manipulate crowds. Young folks, okay? That's how I'm telling you, compound stuff with the stuff you know. And you do that by shutting up and listening. Huh? Wow. Huh? And so, Hillary, they can take her down anytime they want her. Put her in jail. And she don't have to do nothing. That's how they do it. You saw the pictures of Monica. They can have a picture with her screwing a gorilla. They have that technology now. ISIS, I mean, you stupid enough to believe with trillions of dollars, satellites, we didn't see him put in the military. He's us. Trained by General Petraeus. And every time we overrun his lines, he ain't got nothing but American equipment. You know, it's a game. The mightiest military in the history of the planet, and these white folk, they bomb him every day and they can't, come on.
So, I mean, well, what does it say about the country, this election, that somebody like Trump would even be the prime candidate?
I'm not even gonna answer. See, you take it to someplace else. Huh? You answer it. I just told you. Huh? I said so-and-so is a man in a dress. What color dress he gonna wear next week? That's your shit. Okay. You getting into gossip now. Okay. The people I talk to know who I am. They wouldn't even ask me a question like that. Because if I know that, they know I know something else they don't know. A brother asked me, he said, I saw the article. You said Trump is gay. How'd you know? Because he ain't never bashed gays. Talk about Jesus, you know, the Pope. You use some of that shit on your own. Huh? And then you see it. Huh? It's simple. This here is, no, hold that 1 minute.
Keep this one?
No, just read, that's the one about, read the first paragraph again.
Well, we did it, but...
Up top, first paragraph.
Some inaccurate data gets on TV before use is halted by News Election Service?
Yeah, go ahead.
Some machines just aren't to be believed.
Now switch over to the last paragraph.
When it gets down to those crucial calls...
The top of the...
Oh, CBS Anchorman.
No, the top, I'm sorry, the top. The last paragraph up top, where your hand is.
Yeah, CBS Anchorman, Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
After the errors were pointed out to him, apologized for not questioning the
Now, you
figures.
think he don't even know what the fuck happened, but he think he has a right to apologize to America. There it is right there.
He says, apologize for not questioning the figures. He said, any fool should have known they were out of line. Later, when the news election data system closed down, urgent word was sent to the networks and news services for at least half an hour.
That's all. That's all. I just wanted you just to see that I cut it off before that. Now, O.J. Simpson. They run it. They run shit every 10 years to get your children and your grandchildren. So let's go back and look at O.J. He cannot read or write. So when the cop said he sent this message out to be read to his fans, now to show you how powerful he was as an athlete, his godfather was Willie Mays. So when he finished high school, Willie Mays took him and put him in a junior college when wasn't nobody looking. So 2 years later, they slipped him in USC. He go to a 4-year college and in 2 years break all the football records that it took them 4 years to do. Now you know what kind of. So if he can't read or write, who was that was writing all the way through the trial? See how it works? And so when you stop and think about, so a funny thing happened. Here's how the universe works. A funny thing happened. They asked Nicole, here's how white folks protect white folks, a franchise. They asked Ron Goldman folks and her folks, why was he at Nicole's house at 1 o'clock in the morning? You ever heard that story?
Yeah.
Said her mother ate there and dry her glasses. So she called the restaurant and said, are my glasses there? I said, yeah. I said, well, I'll pick them up tomorrow. And she said, no, Ron Goldman will bring them. So that justifies how Ron Goldman can be by not Mom's house, but Nicole's house.
Right.
Now, if you look at Goldman, somewhere the universe said, a newspaper called her mother the next day and said, when's the last time you spoke to your daughter before she was killed? She said, oh, around 11 o'clock. Now, the press didn't think nothing suspicious. She just said, well, that couldn't have been. Because this all happened before 1020. So she still don't think. Okay? So, here's a federal judge. What paper is that? What's the date on it and what's it say?
Los Angeles Times, February 26, 2000. O.J. Simpson sues for Brown's telephone records. The former athlete claims GTA's data on calls can prove he didn't murder.
The call that her mother made, federal judge put on a lock and key for 75 years.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, O.J. Simpson claims that records of phone calls between his ex-wife and her mother on the night Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered
It's in Dallas.
clear
It's
him
in
of any role in the stabbing deaths of her and Ronald L. Goldman.
Okay. Now, so now let's go to the chase. All them white folks on the bridge with their signs, how'd they know which way he was going? The cops didn't. Go, Juice, go, you my man, Juice. With big signs. You ever seen white folk with signs in their trunk so they can write messages on it?
Right.
See how it works? Al Sharpton is probably the most powerful Negro in America. Why? He had that television show, white station, 5 days a week. Black station, 5 days a week. Anytime something happened in New York, blacks and whites, they came and got Al. And then the Pope came to New York 6 months ago. the most powerful human being on the planet. Bullshit, but he is. They made Al leave town. The Pope, the only black place he went to when he was here was the black school in Harlem. Al wasn't there, and that didn't bother him, and that didn't bother his supporters. Are you crazy?
One of the things a lot of people were commenting on, and after watching your videos, they want to know what your thoughts are, the difference between white supremacy and white privilege.
White supremacy? People that got white primacy get killed by white supremacy. People got white privilege, still have to go to the military. The big folks don't go. White supreme. They just break the word down. I'm white and I'm supreme. It didn't say supreme to niggers. I'm supreme to anybody who ain't my blood. It's simple. It's a good question you asked. And thank God you shut up long enough to hear an answer. Because the answer is in the name. I say to my children, that's one of the richest men in the world. They don't have to ask why. It's in what I told them. In what I told them. Queen Elizabeth. See, white ain't a color. Most of y'all ain't never met a white person. White person ain't never met a white person. White's not a color, it's an attitude. And if you ain't got trillions of dollars in the bank, you can't have the attitude. Queen Elizabeth made $360 million every 24 hours just interest on her money. Every 24 hours. Plus, you don't even understand money. You take $1 million, every nigga I see won't be a millionaire. Take $1 million and change it into seconds. 1 million seconds is 13 days. Take $1 billion and change it into seconds, it's 32 years. Who want to be a millionaire but a fool? But if you don't know that, then that's the games they play. And yet, Queen Elizabeth cannot go in London without getting permission from the Lord Mayor. Did you hear me? Because, see, London's not part of Britain. Like Rome's, the Vatican's not part of Rome. So if they give her the permission, the Lord Mayor, then she got to go dress up like a servant and come through the back gate, the temple gate. And they do that devil ritual with the purple and all this stuff on. Queen Elizabeth. Okay, these are the games they play. But then you listen to something else that you're born with. You ever heard of Marie Antoinette?
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't say of course.
I'm sorry.
I said it because I heard of her. Everybody heard. You know what the bitch looked like?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what brought her down?
The let 'em eat cake.
Okay, now think about that. Because I deal with her. I ain't never met a nigga that didn't like cake. What did that bitch do? There's a universal thing she interfered with. That's simple. There are no guns. No bullets. She said, let them eat cake. I ain't never met somebody that didn't like cake. But you better not tell me. That's what it's about. And then the rest of the country said, okay, let's have welfare. Let's give free food away. Never let this happen to us. They bumped into something they couldn't deal with. That's simple. I ain't never knew what that bitch looked like. Still don't know what she looked like. Not interested in knowing what she looked like. But I know about that. I know about that. And so the whole game is something that's bigger than us. You get on a show and do a show and try to tell, especially poor folk, that reading is a violation of the universe. If you get on a plane today and go to Tokyo, can you read a Japanese paper? Do you think the universe made something that changed when you cross a border? Because when this planet, there were no borders. You hear me?
Yes.
There were no borders. This is bullshit so I can control you. I got 10 children. If you interviewed my children and they told you, we're so scared of our daddy, what? He taught us to fear him. You know I'm crazy, right? Then when they tell you fear God, you don't think God's crazy, or are they lying? Huh? Fear is a negative. But if you do the research and find out what fear do to your body, huh? Fear God. Is that a bitch? And we believe it. Forgive, 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 forgive. But God tell me, the universe, if I mess up, it's gonna put me in a pot and cook me. I don't wanna be with that God. That tell me I ain't supposed to do it, but you can. I didn't know that the Romans invented crosses 1,000 years before Christ was born. I thought they invented it for Jesus. Huh? So 1,000 years. Why? Because that's where they killed revolutionists. So if you walking down the street with your mother, wasn't no radio, TV, and you saw a man hanging on the cross, they didn't do women because all their vagina, everything would come out from being hung. And so you say, Mommy, what's that? Oh, he made the state mad. It's for revolutionists. Then why was those two thieves on the cross, nigga? Were they revolutionists? See how easy it is? When you get a bit of information. And then the one said, if you who you say you are, boy, thank God I'd have killed him right there on the cross. You don't talk to me like that, you thug. And then the other one said what niggas and po for. Father, when you get to where you no, nigga, you ain't even repented. You ain't even asked for forgiveness. Huh? See how it works?
All right.
That.
So I remember you saying, that we're all part of the filth because we pay taxes.
Pay taxes. Not all of us. Most of us who think we. There are people. Do you know how many slaves jumped off before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave? The niggas be saying that ain't gonna die. They're just singing a song. But there are people. There are people. Oh, my mother and them taught me that Baptist bullshit. Huh? That the one thing you can't be forgiven for is suicide. That's what my folks taught me. You mean if I'm gonna come by your house and kill your family, I can be forgiven? But if I shoot myself so I won't do it, I won't be forgiven? Y'all buy into that bullshit? And so once you stop it, then you get to the order, to the order. And then people come and tell you things. We got children that let me look at. I let my children look at George Washington. Them was a bunch of slave owners. Huh? They don't look like slave owners. Spit and polish. Once you own me, you rape a chicken, man. But I didn't see that. My mom and them didn't know. They thought they was heroes. They were slave owners.
That brings up one of the topics. I guess Harriet Tubman's going to be on the $20 bill now. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Big thoughts. You didn't say it right. She's going to be on the front.
The front of the 20, yes.
Yeah. See, if I'm looking for you for information, that slave owner's going to be on the back. The most important thing about that is a black woman, felon, fugitive from justice, replaced the slave owner with a slave. Whew. Tell my grandchildren that. replaced the slave owner with a slave. They had reward for her and her 2 sons. Well, the back of a $20 bill now. She got the money to pay it. Here, take my money. How much I owe you? Put everything in. Figure up how much interest from back then. You talking to mama now. That's universal law. Huh? That's you. Nobody said, but she's a fugitive. Her sons were fugitives. There was a reward. Then you know there's somebody here other than you. And didn't change her outfit. Niggas would have been there. They tried to make her look like society. Gonna outdress Queen Elizabeth. Said, no, put her right there. Right there. Let her see. And see, that's what's wrong with the word nigger. The N word, white folk can't see what it was. And one of the sad things about the N word, it wasn't one black person sitting in the room when the white folks made that decision that it's going to be the N word. Can you believe that? And then at the president's dinner Saturday, did you see it?
Larry Wilmore, yeah.
When Larry said, you my nigga, did you see the president pump his chest? And then Al Sharpton came out and still attacked Larry. I thought the president was your friend, nigga. Huh? If he pump his chest and he the most powerful man in the world, what's wrong with you? You sanction everything else he do. Huh? What is this about, man? Them white folks in the room was shocked, but the president. And so when you stop and think about it, and I heard something that night listening to what they were saying. Larry Wilmore, one of them thuggish news people, reviewing and said he wasn't talking to us, he wasn't talking to nobody in this room. He's talking to his people. That's what you do with this. Huh? You go to bed sad because you can't get it on NBC, something wrong with you.
Prison industrial complex, is it part of the plan to keep black families apart?
No, you see, you're always thinking this black crime. You go to Russia, the jails are full. You go to France, the fucking jails are full. You go out to Utah, the fucking jails are full. They ain't niggas. Huh? Now, you don't get a fair trial, but why would you expect trials out of a white man that freed us legally, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment? We didn't get the right, but we had it legally. But his woman, his wife, his daughter, his sister, his mama didn't get the right to vote till 1920, which means she couldn't serve on the jury. So if she was framed, she couldn't even be part of the jury. That's his daddy. That's his daddy. And a jury? What they say? They got to prove you guilty what?
Beyond a reasonable doubt?
That means all I got to do is swing 1 out of 12 and I walk. Think about that shit, man. And all I got to do is hire the researchers to go in and find out which one's the lesbian and which one's the gay. And then show them the pictures. And said, oh, you run the schools in the county? Okay. Then all I gotta do now is just sit back and watch the theater. All I need is one. That's what that's about. And you bring in the researchers and everybody to get it. That's how it works.
But there are a lot of black people in prison, and even Clinton at the NAACP convention, he almost apologized for signing legislation that penalized black.
You know how many men beat their wife then apologize to them? So what the next question was what?
Well, in terms of just the systems, I think what I'm getting is that we have to break free of the illusions, the programming, and really see our true power, our true selves. I think
You don't have no true power if you don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Look, I killed your mother, your grandmother, and your 2 children. Okay? So they put me in jail. And I got to make license plates that they sell. They sell. The people that I kill, you don't get 1/4 from me. So here's all you have to do. Queen Elizabeth go to bed tonight. Bed's already made up. Sheets are clean. She get up, breakfast is fixed. That's the same thing happened to me in jail. You ever heard of a motherfucker freezing to death in jail?
No.
Out here in the corner, they freeze to death. You ever heard everybody dying from flu in jail? I get taken care of out of the suffering I put on your family. So let's change it. The state is not going to benefit free from what you did to my family. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay you a salary in jail to do this work. Let's say $25 a day. I don't need no insurance. You already got that taken care of. So $25 a day, you make $5 a day go to the bank, to your bank account. You're in jail for 25 years. $5 a day? You get out, your family, they'll come see your ass now. Now you can send Mother's Day cards to your mother, children's birthdays, that's your salary. Huh? $8 go for your food and upkeep. Why should I kill your family and y'all got to buy your groceries and I eat for free? And so now, I got to pay taxes. So when I'm out of jail, I could have paid for books. Anything. That's all. It's that simple. That fucking simple. And I got to pay you all. And that determines how much time I get. You'd have people say, we're going to commit a crime, but they're going to be violent. Because the violence, after you finish doing your time, now you pay for the violence to your family. It's just that simple. But nobody asked the question, why should I put this grief on you and the state? Huh? Some rich motherfucker in New York, prison industrial, they make the money and you don't get a quarter. Simple. That's all.
What really happened in San Bernardino?
Well, in San Bernardino, they have this party every year. It's a Christmas party. It's 1,000 people come. Simple question. Nobody had a cell phone? 1,000 people? You didn't hear no sirens, you hear no shots, you hear no people screaming. So you just write that off as bullshit. Huh? Now, they find this man and his wife to blame it on. So before that, it was the sheriff deputies giving the press conference. After the sheriff deputy opened up the HIV they was in, she was handcuffed. And when they said that, the FBI took over. You ain't seen them no more. Then the next thing you have, Apple is arguing with the FBI because they want to break into the phone in the car. Haven't you heard China said they get hacked? Pentagon said they get hacked. White House said they get hacked. And you think these motherfuckers can't break into a slouchy motherfucker's car phone? That's your fault. That don't even make sense. You mean they couldn't get in the car without telling people? So that's how it works. That's how it works.
So, did it really happen? The shooting? You said there was no cell phone video.
If it happened, it didn't happen there. You know that you say like I said it. What fucking party you ever been to that you left your cell phone someplace? Huh? That's all I'm giving you. 1,000 people there, and you ain't heard one siren, one shot, one person. But you got to always ask another motherfucking question. It's already been answered. Everybody looks like they got it, but you. It's already answered. You got cell phones. When did you ever go to a party you left your cell phone? 1,000 people. Them motherfuckers was jumping out the window, the World Trade Center, calling it home. But you didn't hear one person holler, one person scream. Do it need to be anything answered other than that? Okay. The Flint water crisis is not a Flint water crisis. It's genocide. Not one black leader, not nobody. 90% of the Germans that got prosecuted for what they did to the Jews, it wasn't war crime, it was genocide. Genocide is when you try to interfere with the whole or part of an ethnic group. You had to kill them, just alter. That's genocide. And that's what that was, genocide. And then one day we hear people talk about taking water. Why water gonna help when they got brain damage? So then all at once, a woman filed her case in federal court. And she was at home with a friend of hers and her baby. And somebody come in and shot her in the head. And then shot the woman, her friend, in the head. And 3 days before that, the engineer that worked at the waterworks shot him in the head at home. And I was saying to a friend of mine, they know, we know they did it. But what would come out if there was a trial would be so awesome, they'd rather do this. That's how it works. Then they would find out that Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, the water's worse than that. It's a game. They're getting ready to roll, man. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. I remember when I was a little boy, I lived in the Midwest. And I used to hear, we wasn't around no forest fires. So you turn on the news, radio, and you hear the governor say, if we can't get a shift in the wind, we can't save it. Huh? And one day I'm grown, and it dawned on me, a state ain't never burned down. Why? Shift in the wind. Who controls that? The universe. That's all. Never have there been a state that burned down. Shift in the wind. That's all. That you don't control. So you look at it and you think about, and then you got this new group of children, the indigo children. Shit. They're back going in and change everything around. That's who they are. Yep. So that's all I say about that. Somebody asked me about look, young black children with the crack and shit, drugged out. So I said, you know what? More you old black folks will die today by midnight tonight from strokes and high blood pressure than they'll OD from hard drugs in the next 20 years. All of it is addiction. You're addicted to salt and sugar. They're addicted to this. At least they don't have to take 15 different type of pills in the morning so they can eat a piece of bacon. You do. See, they never see. It's okay what they like. Here it is right here. One soda pop will make your bloodstream 10,000 times more acid than the universe meant for it to be. So, hey, I used to wake up with 15 bottles of Pepsi Cola in the morning. Sit on the porch, underneath the porch, and drink that shit, man. And then one day I set the world's record in high school mile. I said, somebody out there doing something, I don't know what it is. But then you think billionaires. How come you think their children aren't athletes? All that shit's a violation. They can go hide the right coaches, have the right diets. They don't want it. Poor, ignorant folks that need something. And it's that. It's that. And they give them drugs and shit. And they wonder why I slapped my wife. It don't run off after you get off the field. That's what it's about.
You were telling us last time we met off camera, you had an analogy about the number of hours in a day. Is that something that you can share with us?
How you mean number of hours?
You said, like, do the math. How many hours do you sleep? How many hours?
Oh, okay. So it's 24 hours to a day.
Yes.
So they tell you you're supposed to sleep what?
8 hours.
And so now you got how many left?
16.
And then you're supposed to work what?
8 hours.
And now you got what left?
8 hours.
You haven't cooked. You haven't got dressed. You haven't said hello to the children. You got sleep deprivation. That's how they get you. Sleep deprivation. Huh? You haven't watched TV. You haven't called your mother, your children. Sleep deprivation. It's right there. That's why the rich folks, you better not try to call their house after 8 o'clock at night. They sleep. You work midnight, what they call the midnight shift?
The night graveyard shift.
Graveyard. What graveyard mean what?
Death. The cemetery.
Death. Okay. Death. A cemetery. Why? 90 minutes after the sun go down, your brain get recharged. After midnight, the charging stops. If you're not home by midnight, you turn into a what? The nursery rhyme. Pumpkin?
Pumpkin, yeah.
What's the only part of your body look like a pumpkin? Your fucking head.
New World Order. What do people mean when they use that term?
Nothing. Anytime my ignorant cousin know about it, he don't know about nothing else. He just give y'all something to hang on to, and y'all buy it. New World Order. You know, don't mean nothing. They've been doing this shit. They've been building cities in outer space since 1963. That's what this shit's about. Let me tell you how genetic engineering works. Punch up BBC's wire service, that's British intelligence. and then put in make love, not war.
U.S. military pondered love, not war. BBC News. The U.S. military investigated building a quote-unquote gay bomb, which would make enemy...
Now they say, contemplate, it's already built. They can go to a football stadium with 100,000 people and drop that genetic engineer. Everybody leave there gay, okay? All right? That's all. They do the same thing with cannibals, okay? That's where they are. Then they write the shit and make like, oh, they contemplate. No, oh, you really? Huh? That's genetically engineered. They took a June bug, we call them June bugs, we call them lightning bugs, and crossbreeded it with a carrot. And at nighttime, the carrot lights up. So I called my partner and said, what day you think they're gonna have a baby born and light up and kick ignorant folk like my mama that the second coming of Christ? Why wouldn't she believe it? He said, well, they just did it to a cat. They genetically engineered a tomato with a fish cell. So you can leave the tomato on the table and go to London, stay 6 months and come back and you'd be so pretty and red. But when you eat it, your body starts holding water. And your doctor would never understand it came from that. So he give you money, medicine, a prescription to the...
Reduce the water.
And you didn't have it, so that'll kill you. See how it works? That's what they're doing with genetic engineering. And been doing it. And what they scared of now is artificial intelligence have taken over. And there's a handful of people that know that. That's what it is.
So we've already seen the convergence. When technology catches up with human.
Oh, it's been caught up, man.
Okay.
Been caught up. And that might be what they did. They might decide we got to get off this planet. You know, we discovered something here we didn't think we was going to discover. So that's genetic engineering.
So what does America look like in the next 10, 50, 100 years?
Most of us in this room will be dead by Christmas. That's what the fuck it look like. Y'all always want more time. More time to fuck the cold back to your nuts so you can get more time. The time's over. Huh? That's not run by us, that's run by the universe. Fucking time is over. Ain't no more. Motherfucker said, oh man, we need another king. The universal God said, one to a customer, nigga. You don't deserve two. It's a game. It's a game. So I'm just glad I'm here. I'll be here to witness. I told people that when Obama wins the first time, we're gonna run white folk crazy. Second time, gonna run them mad. You can deal with a crazy person, but a mad dog, you have to kill it. That's what's fixing to happen. That's what's fixing to happen.
You've elevated my consciousness with these conversations, and and learning more about your legacy. I'm a big believer in giving people their roses while they're still here. So just in the last...
Well, my belief is if you need some roses, I ain't gonna give them to you. It's bullshit. Huh?
I hear you.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You need some roses. It's a game. I'm just happy to know that Joe Morgan feels the way. People call me and tell me the stuff they saying. And then I'm just happy to know that that they putting the money into it. And John Legend. What I didn't know, that there's few people ever had a play about them and they're still alive. And that creates some other problems. Because a friend of mine went to see it last night. See, I can't go see it till a certain time.
The premiere night.
And she said, wow, God, he have studied you. I said, yep. Now, when you come in there to see Turn Me Loose, you're going to see Joe Martin. So if I'm in the room, that fucks his shit up. Because people's looking at me and not him. That's why I just can't get up and go. So they got a time I'm going. It's the red carpet. And then time for my family to go. And they raised $50 million. It's in a theater that seats 120 some, off Broadway. And then they'll get the reviews, and if it's hit, they'll move into Broadway. Thank God that there's folks out there that will hear this alive and feel it. You know, what it's like to be there when they're sitting out there waiting to kill you.
Well, you've had so many accolades. I mean, you can't let it go to your head.
I ain't never let it go to mine. Niggas made me. If it let it go to my head, you wouldn't be sitting with me. You had to go through bodyguards and go through white folks. Huh? I'm listed in the phone book. Always been. Huh? Always been. Listed in the phone book.
Right.
Huh? Black folks made me. Huh? They came and listened to me when I was making $5 a night. And when they got through, I was so funny, they pushed me all the way downtown where they couldn't afford to see me. That's why I go back. That's why when the government, Kennedy, cut off the food stamps in Mississippi so the black folk couldn't vote, I went and picked it up. Had 70 tons of food every 2 weeks and paid for it out my pocket. Okay? And then the government got scared and said, well, we're getting bad press. Entertainers doing that, so they cut it off. That's the game.
I was just reading one of your books, The Shadow I Fear.
Scares me.
The scares me. What exactly is the shadow? Is it the United States? Like there's a picture of the Statue of Liberty on the cover. Is that the shadow, or is it what's that? Do you remember what that's in reference
right
to?
there. Right there.
The shadow that scares me.
The shadow. So you see the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A French billionaire sent this here.
Mm-hmm. The Statue of Liberty.
Where the nigger was breaking the chain of slavery.
Mm.
And then white folks changed it. Mm-hmm. And the only place you can see it if you go to the New York Library at 55th and 5th. They got the real one. Mm. It's a woman breaking the chains of slavery, and it was sent over here to honor black folks and ex-slaves. Mm-hmm. That's what I say.
Well, there's a chapter in here, America is My Mama. Mm-hmm. I mean, can you speak to that? Because so many really like genius level black artists left America, at least for a time, because of the oppression. But what do you mean by America is my mama?
I don't know nothing else. I wasn't eating chitlins when I was in Africa. I wasn't eating watermelon when I was in Africa. Huh? I wasn't wearing zoot suits when I was in Africa. I wasn't getting my hair cut when I was in Africa. This bitch is my mama. And yours too. Except I know it's mine. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But you hold this country up to certain standards.
Me?
Well, you fought, certainly, for civil rights, for truth.
Not for this country, man. You're getting really nasty now.
I'm sorry.
You ain't gonna have to be sorry. I'm just listening to the shit you say. Read the motherfucker.
I have.
Huh?
I have read it.
And you think I'm holding it up? Huh? Whew, man, you scare me. I was born just as ignorant as you was. With a mama probably more ignorant than yours. And so don't make like I did something you couldn't do. And them niggas in Africa was doing shit over there with no Harvards and no Yales. Huh? I just told you with the book what the Statue of Liberty really looked like. And that's the shadow that scares me. Huh?
Yes.
Okay? It's a game. Okay. But you meet people out there that need your level so they can break to another level.
I think that's what's happening. I think people they're watching all of this. They're really tuning in and.
The time is over. You don't hear that because you part of this shit. You don't hear it. And that's why I ain't told you and telling motherfuckers out there what to do to duck it. Because you're not ready. Simple thing you do to duck it. So simple. Walk down the street with a motherfucking bodyguard. If I'm your bodyguard, an odor comes off me. That's why they invented perfume. That's why hoes over perfume, because you can't smell who they really are. So if I'm your bodyguard, I'm willing to kill or die for you. There's an odor that you smell. So when the real assassination come up, you can't smell it because you've been busy smelling mine. Huh? All killers have the same odor. Whether you killing to save me or killing to kill me. Simple. That's simple. Kennedy had all them bodyguards. And not only did they shoot him, they sent the car back 3 hours later to Cincinnati to have it cleaned out and reworked. And I go around the world and I see one of them hatchets that cut kings' heads off. 10,000 years old. What about forensic? What was that about? It's a game. It's a game. We stupid enough to believe that I would have became president. I ain't never took a science course in my life. But I'm gonna walk around with the box with the nuclear bomb in. You stupid enough to believe that? Huh? So, all you gotta do is open it up. You got a pocket full of apples. I can't put diamonds in your pocket till you dump that bullshit. And I told Medgar, I said, keep your eye open because they're gonna get us tonight. You can feel it. Then my wife called and said to him, I need to talk, I need Dick to call me. They tell me his son just died. So Megha couldn't tell me that. He said, you need to call your wife. Call your wife. She got something. I said, oh, no, man. Shit, no, man. Dude, watch these motherfuckers here. He said, well, I think you said something's wrong with us. Well, ain't nothing I can do about it. She got no sense to take him to the hospital. He said, he died. Fuck it. We soldiers on the front line. If I was in Vietnam, you motherfuckers wouldn't tell me to go home. Don't tell me now. And the reason I didn't get shot that night, my plane was late coming in So the bags was in the car. So we had to go to Memphis because there's a flight out at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I went there and I hugged him. I said, man, I'm sorry I can't be here to die with you. Just like that.
Now, there's at the end of the book Nigger, it says your wife was upset and you told her, you know, like you, to get her out of her shock, you told her something.
No, a white boy called me. So you that rich millionaire nigga? I said, this is me, you motherfucker, you. Said, I just heard on the radio your son died. I said, did they tell you that motherfucker was insured for $100 million? Did he tell you that? Would you say that to my wife? No, he said, I'm glad. I said, would you say that to my wife? Hand her the phone. She's still sitting there rocking with the, bitch, we soldiers. We got time for this bullshit here. And that's when she dropped it. And then we called the undertaker. He came and said, I'd come up talk to you. And you went, no, she ain't talking, I'm talking. So I go down. Told me what it was. Come on, man, this motherfucker's 2 weeks old, man. Me and her gonna ride in the limousine, that motherfucker gonna ride up front. Just simple. Just simple.
But did you ask her what she would have preferred if it had been your infant son or you who had died?
I didn't have to ask her. I know how this bitch think, man. She think like the typical nigga. You can go to war. I just told you, if I was in war, they wouldn't ask me. Ask that bitch what she think, huh? Okay? That's white shit you talking about. Funerals and all that shit. Putting all that shit outside. That's white shit, huh? I don't have to ask her that, huh? Fuck them children, huh? When that motherfucker come and take you, it don't ask you about your fucking family, huh? So why, when I'm trying to liberate niggers, I got to ask about mine? That's all I'm saying. And fuck y'all, you don't have to understand me. I know me. I know how silly. I know the nigger shit I've done for white folks, huh? I don't get no goddamn permission from you or her. Fuck y'all, okay? I was where you all were, huh? Like I said, white boy coming in and tell all the niggas got killed, they're gonna kill me, okay? I ain't going no goddamn where. Now I know you motherfuckers, oh, I'll go there. You ain't going no goddamn where. But get the fuck out of here. I'm a soldier, man. That's what a soldier is about. Soldier ain't about family or mama or Mother's Day and that bullshit. And I learned that from this movement. I had a black cop. He was really white enough to be white, married to a black woman, lived in black community, but they thought he was white. So he was at the meeting, and the next day they was gonna rope off the street at 16th and something. And then 2 blocks was all them rednecks, right, with their guns and their pickaxes to kill us. And they said, man, I'm just glad. Just want you to tell the people to cancel the rally. Thank you, man. I went there and got me a bottle of whiskey and went to sleep. Fuck them, these soldiers come out. We come out to die, let's die. So the next day we out there marching. And he see me, he can't talk to me because he's over suspicious that somebody know he a nigga. So he walk up to me and push me and say, what happened? Fuck you. You're a state trooper, I'm a soldier. Y'all ain't nothing but punks. So we get to the corner, and I look down, I see them motherfuckers, man. See, the movement was 70% black women Because the men couldn't show up till the weekend when they wasn't working. So we walking and singing, and now we in front of them. They move over to our side with their guns and shit, their pickaxes. And the sisters just sang, man, and sang and sang and sang. So all at once I see this funny look in one of them's face. Mm-hmm. And I saw this fear. And I saw fright. And I saw these motherfuckers dropping their guns and shit. Why? Because when you're not scared and you're not full of hate, the motherfucker saw the Spirit of God coming out of us and got the fuck out of there. That's what it's about. And one time we in Dallas and the FBI come up and say to me, said, so-and-so have broke out the jail in Dallas and he's gonna come here and he's gonna kill you today. We'd like for you to counsel. I say, fuck you, why don't you go get the motherfucker gonna kill me? You come all the way down here to tell me, fuck you. So I had this little punky ass son. He liked to flirt with the girls and play during the march. So he's back in the back of the line. So I'm marching and I'm thinking, God, man, if this bullet hits me, will it hit me in my head, my shoulder? Will I be able to get down in this ditch? And then all at once somebody come up and touch me. It's my son. Hey, what the fuck you doing up here? He said, I just wanted the right to die with you. You know what I feel like when your son tell you that, man? Mm-hmm. I just want the right to die with you. Hmm? Hmm? That's what this movement was about. Hmm? Are you ready? Because when you get that way, can't nothing touch you. Can't nothing touch you at all. Hmm? So that's what this shit is about, man. I've been so happy.
Well, you know, I can't wait for more people to see these and for people to go see the play. You know, I know you don't like compliments, but I have to say you're a living legend. And
no, I don't mind that. I'm just saying you already told me that. So how many times you gonna tell me? Hey, hi there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you have to look right into the lens.
Hey, God bless. It's Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. And you watching Real Black. One of the cats is real black. The other one can't claim that. But y'all keep watching. Keep watching. Let me just say.
Hang on. Which one are you? I'm just moving this out of frame. Go. We'll do it again. This is cool. All right.
God bless. This is Dick Gregory. Having fun. And you watching us have fun. Why? Because you're looking at real black. Real black. At least one of them is. But let me just say this here. There's a whole new rhythm in the world, and it's not on NBC or CBS or ABC. It's on shows like this, Real Black. Not the only one. It's 44,000 internet shows out here that's giving you the truth, and they can't kill everybody. So again, I just say, real black. That's what you're watching. And this is Dick Gregory saying have fun. Thank you.